All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a big NBA slate today. We're going to cover each of the games, then I'll give you my best bets. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We've got a good NBA season going. Let's keep it up here today. So let's jump right into this slate. So we've got the Hawks and the Magic. Hawks on the road getting 4.5 against this Orlando Magic team that's been very stellar at home. No Nance, no Capella, so that does play into one of my best bets. So I do like Onyeka Okongwu to get a double-double again. We were just on this in the last game, cash for us. I'm just going to run it back at minus 110, same odds. So love this spot today. For the Magic, I think Paolo Banchero has a pretty nice day. Points lines at 28.5. I would lean towards his over in this contest. Didn't make the card, but almost did. Give me Orlando minus 4.5. It's a lot, but they're at home and they just play too good at home. Next game, Wizards and the Pacers. We see the Pacers minus 18.5 at home. Don't play spreads this high, but I would. This is one again. I'll just wait, and this is my play with the Wizards. I'll just wait because they come out a little hot early. Pacers have sometimes gotten off to a slow start, so could set up a nice little live bet opportunity to get the Pacers at better than minus 18.5. But I do think they pull this one out. Over under of 236.5. I would lean towards the over in that game. Next one, Bulls and the Cavs. In this Cavs game, we're not going to have Donovan Mitchell, so that plays a huge factor. Vucevic is also a game-time decision in that one. I should mention in the Pacers game, Siakam's a game-time decision. I say that because we do have him as a best bet to go over his points. All right, so in this Cleveland game, we see the Bulls getting 12.5. I'll take that. Give me the Bulls plus 12.5 without D. Mitch. I just don't like this team as much, I'll be honest. So give me the Bulls getting plus 12.5. I like the way they've been playing. And the Cavs just don't have a ton to play for, let's be honest. Grizz and the Hornets. We see the Grizzlies minus 13.5 on the road against the Hornets. I would take them minus 13.5. That's kind of where I'm at. Bridges not playing as many minutes. You got the Mark Williams, Nurkic, Diabate situation. You got Curry in there in the 2 spot. So I just don't like this Hornets lineup right now. Pelicans and the Nets. We see the Pelicans getting 3 on the road against the Nets. This is not a game I would touch with anyone's money. Lean Brooklyn minus 3, but not touching this whatsoever. That's a terrible game. Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. As usual, the entire Celtics lineup is a game-time decision. All 5 starters are listed as game-time decisions. So you cannot do anything with this game. You can't handicap it until we know who's actually playing. We see the Knicks minus 1.5. Values on Boston plus 1.5, but you got to see who's playing first with all the starters potentially could be out. Lakers and the Thunder, a little rematch when the Lakers put a little beat down on them. In OKC minus 13.5. I'll go Lakers plus 13.5 in this one. I think Shea absolutely goes off though. So I do love Shea over his assist line today. Just had 9 versus the Lakers in the last game. Minnesota T-Wolves at the Bucks. Giving 5.5 on the road against Milwaukee. Feels a bit heavy in my opinion. As long as everybody plays though, I could get behind it, but slight lean towards Milwaukee plus 5.5 in this one. Golden State and Phoenix. This is one. Phoenix minus 8.5 is just kind of where I go. Or plus 8.5. It just depends. We've got some game time decisions as well. So injury updates are just such a huge factor at this stage of the game. So it really stinks. Kind of getting bets in early is not necessarily beneficial right now. Next game, San Antonio Spurs and the Clippers. Give me the Clippers minus 12.5. I think they absolutely just destroy San Antonio. And then that's it. So the next one's for tomorrow. So those are some of the plays. We'll get into best bets, and then I'll show you some of the things I looked at. So first play on the card today is going to be Josh Giddey over 8.5 rebounds. Cleveland 28th in rebounds allowed to the point guard position. The way I see this, no Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Max Strus, Okoro, guys like that. They're going to be shooting some threes. So should set up some opportunities for Josh Giddey to get some boards. Might sprinkle a Josh Giddey triple-double tonight. I could definitely see that happening. Next play on the card, Onyeka Okongwu, a double-double. He's had a double-double in 11 of his last 15. and he just plays a ton of more minutes when he doesn't have Nance or Capella. So we'll see 30 plus minutes out of him tonight. Love the spot for him. The next play is going to be Pascal Siakam, over 17 and a half points. He's averaging 20.3 on the season, and he's got a great matchup tonight to score points. Now, he was coming off an injury. He is a game time decision tonight. If for some reason he doesn't play, I would pivot to Miles Turner or Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton's same line, 17 and a half. He's gone over in 3 straight versus the Wizards. So I do like Halliburton to go over his points as well. I just think if Siakam's playing, he's the guy. Next play is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 6.5 assists. Like I said, he just had 9 versus the Lakers. Lakers are allowing the most rebounds and assists to point guards over the last 15 games. So love the spot for Shai. Could look at taking his points plus assists. That is another avenue I looked at as well. Can get a little bit better value on that. And then final play is going to be Zubac over 16.5 points at minus 108 on FanDuel. He's over this in 12 of his last 15. San Antonio is just giving up a ton of points to center, so he should get the ball early and often. So I do like him to carry this line tonight. One of the plays you could tie into this, I thought about taking Zubac over and Harden over 9.5 assists. So, or take a Harden double-double and pair it with this. It's a bit of a correlation play. So I do love that spot as well. So let's talk a little bit about some plays that didn't quite make the card, but I still like them. We'll start with Atlanta and Orlando. Like I said, Paulo to go over his points. I think this is just a system play where he's going to take a ton of shots. We know he's a bit of a ball hog. We look at his last 2 this season versus Atlanta. He's had 31, 36. Everything's pretty good here. Similar players over an 11 of 15. Matchup's pretty good overall. We can see he likes to go to the line, and Atlanta allows you to go to the line here. So everything ties in really well to take his over tonight. I would just take this 30 plus, get more value that way. Franz Wagner. I'm not sure about Franz. This is one I kind of went to. I think he could go over. Very similar. Like one of them will go over. They have very, very similar matchups. I doubt they both go over. So my lean is Paulo in this game. And then Trae Young, thought about fading his points, take him on the under. If we look head to head, he's gone over once, under, go back to last season. So it's a bit of a spotty record there, but the matchup, not amazing. But I just don't want to fade Trae. We know the volume's definitely going to be there. So not something I want to make a habit of doing in that game. We already talked about Washington, Indiana, what I was on. Memphis, I really like Ja to have a night. Ja was someone I wanted to pull the trigger on to go over 25.5 points. We can see if we just look over the last 9 games, he's over in 8 of his last 9. He's just been really taking over. He's got a good positional hit rate. This is one I think he has a day. I'm going to keep looking into this, but this is one I'm leaning towards. I just didn't see the play type analysis I was hoping for. It gave me a ton of confidence here to take his over. Kind of a sneaky play tonight that I might play. Zach Edey double-double. I'm a little concerned about him getting 10 points, but the books really love it. You can see Pinnacle Bovada are just, they love him to get at least 10. FanDuel's not as confident. I think it'll be tight, but his rebound line's at 10.5. So Zach Edey double-double probably makes the card. I think I'll sprinkle a little bit on that at some point today. Chicago and Cleveland, we already talked about all of this. I don't mind Evan Mobley without D. Mitch. If we look at what he's done, pretty good. When we say pretty good, 100% hit rate. So that's looking pretty stout. Everything looks pretty good there in terms of play type analysis. Not the best, but he does have a 100% hit rate. So this is another one. Probably makes the card today, if I'm being honest. At minus 110, we're getting some pretty good odds here. But I'm just going to look into it just a little bit more. Jared Allen was another one I liked today. Really, the numbers really sync up well here for him. So my first lean was Jared Allen, but again, I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more. But those were just kind of leans I had in that one. Pelicans in Brooklyn, I'm not touching that game. Really can't do much in Boston, New York until we know who's playing. So we're kind of stymied there. Hartenstein rebounds was another one that really stood out to me at 8.5. I think there's really good value there taking him over 8.5 rebounds. You can still get that at -115. The hit rate just hasn't been there, so I am a little bit nervous there between him and Holmgren. They've definitely been it's this hodgepodge of who's going to get the rebounds, very similar to Cleveland with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. So I really don't like playing the who's going to get it ball game. Luka, I don't know what we're going to get out of Luka tonight, so he's a bit of a fade for me in that one. Let's see. There was a couple others I looked at. We'll jump straight to here. So thought about fading Norman Powell. This is one I don't necessarily I don't like the hit rate, but we look at the matchup. I'd say it's kind of mid. So Norman Powell under was definitely one that almost made the card today. Probably will end up betting this at some point. So I do like fading him tonight. In what's probably going to be a blowout. And then I already talked about taking James Harden double-double to get more than 10 assists. Harrison Barnes, 3-pointers. I mean, this is always live for me. But unfortunately, it went from 1.5 to 2.5. So their books are on to that one. So we got to fade that. Chris Paul assist is always something that's live. We can see he's really started to crank up the assists lately, and we're getting a line of 6.5. So I do kind of like it. I'm just trying to think who he's going to get assists to, and I really couldn't come up with a good answer. So ended up fading that one. So that is going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate you tuning in, and make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.